And Alan,
filling in.
Yes, you are filling in, and I want to know, this is a beautiful picture.
Oh, yes, this was actually my birthday gift from Mary. Little background, July 4th weekend, Mary and I drove up to Seattle, and we went to a convention called Everfree, which is a very large convention for the new My Little Pony show.
Uh-huh.
And we had a really good time, met some really cool people, and I just wanted to give a little convention report on it.
Very good.
This is my birthday present, and Mary had the cast of a TV show called The Venture Brothers redone as ponies. And The Venture Brothers is kind of like if Johnny Quest grew up. So it came out really, really, really cool.
And happy birthday, as a matter of fact. Happy birthday to you.
Some very
and
cool
I
stuff.
love these ties.
Yes,
especially this one. That's
yes,
cute.
there's actually a gentleman there selling ties. I picked up these two, but the red one is actually I had to pick up because it's actually the character I dress as, dressed as for the con, which is Dr. Hooves.
Dr. Hooves.
Dr. Hooves.
That's
after
cute.
Dr. Who, I actually have a picture of him, which we'll come to in a second.
And this one
that's the good doctor.
And this has what on it?
That's actually the emblem that a bunch of different characters use. I have a picture close to the end of these guys. It's three characters. They call themselves Cutie Mark Crusaders, these three younger characters.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a group of guys at the convention who turned these cute little horses into actual crusaders with broadswords and emblems and full armor.
Now, let me ask you this. How long have these characters been around?
This show has actually only been around for two and a half years.
Really?
Yeah, T-shirt
Cute.
with
They're
all
adorable.
the characters.
They're really
and
cute.
one of the things that drew a lot of people to it, including myself, is a large part of it is the nostalgia factor. It's people from who, like me, who grew up in the 80s and 90s remembering something that they grew up with, but the animators actually put jokes in for people who will get them.
Mm-hmm.
For example, they did a scene in a bowling alley, and in the background they drew as horses the entire cast of The Big Lebowski.
Oh, how cute.
And if you look in the background, there are Big Lebowski ponies.
Oh, how fun.
I mean, there's all kinds of crazy, crazy fun stuff in this.
Now, I saw on TV the other day, they were talking about the Big Con show, and a lot of movie stars are into it.
No, well, that's because, actually, there's the Lebowskis. But
cute.
that was Comic-Con International.
Yes.
And I've been to that one as well, but the problem is they call it Comic-Con, but it's more about movies.
Oh, okay.
And that's what they do. They roll out all the new film franchises at Comic-Con.
Hence the reason why
all the stars were there.
Right.
That's why I kind of liked going to this one, because it was much smaller, but a really fun core group of people. I actually have some pictures of people in their costumes, but
oh, great.
Yeah, I mean, these were the guys who were in front of me in line. There was this adorable kid who was there with his parents. He was there with his parents.
How cute.
These were our neighbors in the vendors hall. I mean, these are the Cutie Mark characters with the blue tie, and this costume group turned them into that, the next picture.
Wow.
And even the staff got into it. There's this white horse character named Snowflake, and he had one scene, and it's literally this roid-raging horse. And all he does is stand there and scream out, "Yeah!" And all the members of the security team actually dressed as Snowflake. So when they had to do a security check, they'd stick their head in the door and go, "Yo, yeah!"
How cute. Now, let me ask you this question. Are the young kids into this as much as you are?
It varies from age to age. I started getting into this because Mary makes items that are based off of it.
And
that's the reason we went to Everfree. It's a big convention. It was a really good opportunity for Mary to sell her stuff. But as you're watching it, you start to, in this case, I started to enjoy it, in large part because the format of the show is nearly identical to one of my favorite shows I've ever seen, and that was a Japanese animation show called Azumangadeo.
Oh, I know, because I know you're really into
the show, it's almost at times a shot-for-shot adaptation. It's just, instead of these friends going through high school together, it's about these ponies.
Well, I wish you
It's
would get more enthusiastic about all this, Alan. I mean, I've had to boost you a couple times.
It's really fun at
I
times.
love
But-
this.
Yeah.
This tie is adorable.
Yes,
That's a good pick.
Yes, these were. He had a lot more than just the two that I picked up, but.
Well, I'm sure there'll be more next time you go.
The really fun ones were, in addition to these, he actually made bow ties as well. But the old school bow ties where I actually had to learn how to tie it properly.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a really good
Now,
time.
if people, obviously, they can go online.
Yes.
To get all this. But
Yes.
if there's a convention, do they have like just their own convention like this?
Well, there's actually going to be one for this show coming up later in the summer in Sacramento. It's going to be a one-day con called Sac Brony.
Oh, so
And
you'll be back with all of that.
Mary and I will be selling at Sac Brony, and there's also another convention in Sacramento coming up in, actually, I think it's at the end of August or the first week of September, called Sac Anime. And we're going to be at Sac Anime as well, selling our stuff.
Okay, so Sac Brony.
Sac Brony and Sac Anime.
In my house, it's called macaroni.
Yeah,
And then
we're very happy.
that's it. But that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Would you come back and let us know all
Of course,
about?
I got to bring pictures.
Yeah,
See
and
it-
I knew you would.
Yeah, see
and
if-
more ties.
It depends on who's there, but certainly, if I
Okay.
can pick up more, I plan on growing
So
this
this is
collection
really
a bit.
this is really growing. These characters are really starting to take off.
It is really getting up there popularity wise. I mean, which is one of the really cool things that the production studio does. They realize that the fan base was guys like me and guys my age, so they are very open to fans making their own items
Absolutely,
like this.
and that's what Mary does.
Exactly.
If anybody's interested and they want to get a hold of Mary or
Yes.
get a hold of you to call you to learn about this, can they call and leave a message
Actually,
here at the station?
the best way to do it is if you do a Google search for Tirivee. It's Tirrivee.
Okay.
And that is Mary's business name.
Okay.
Or even easier, if you check out this segment on YouTube and you check out the station's website, I will have a link to Mary's page embedded in the
Yeah,
video.
that's what I meant.
So just check out TSPNTV.com or on YouTube, and you can get a link from there. But we
Okay.
actually need to go to a break, though.
Thank you, Alan. This was very informative. I
It's-
can't
it's-
wait for Sac Brony coming up
It's
here.
wholesome family fun.
You bet it is. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
You're watching Amador County's local